Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Essay. My name is Sean, and today, I just wanna, I wanna come up with another two reviews and explanations, I guess, of Spiderman Miles Morales from Volume 2. The only thing is, it requires some explaining, and the explaining I need to do is on Civil War 2 that happened in Marvel Comics. So everyone is very familiar with Civil War 1 from the movie, but Civil War 2, just about what the issue was, what happened, and why is Miles Morales so important actually to Civil War 2. So no one really understood his importance until much later. That's just because Civil War 2 was really just badly introduced. But I'll get to my comments much later. So basically what happens is in the beginning of the story for Civil War 2, what happens is that they're Inhumans. So for anyone who doesn't know who Inhumans are, I need to create a whole different video. But basically what goes on the premise is that, much like mutants, Inhumans are people that they're people who due to celestial gene manipulation, Inhumans they're this group of individuals that live on New Adeline, and they they have superpowers. They have their own government, their own hierarchy, and so on. Black Bolt, he's king of the Inhumans. Medusa, she's queen of the Inhumans. So it goes on this premise. So now there's a new Inhuman who has the ability now to see the future. The future being catastrophic events and so on. So which is crazy, because what happens is that the Inhumans team up with the Ultimates. This is headed by Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Now it's interesting because she takes what this Inhuman is predicting to heart, and she actions it. When they can see that, okay, we could actually be preventing catastrophic events coming in the future, Iron Man puts his hand up and says, I don't think this is a good idea. But now, you don't have to buy into it. So at the point in time, no one had to buy into it. Captain America didn't have to buy into it. By the way, at this point in time, we're also dealing with a Captain America who's secretly a Hydra agent. Now, that requires a whole bunch of explanations as well. For anyone who's new, please bear with me. So, the point of this is, what happens is that Carol Danvers is it's okay, fine, whatever. So now, the Inhuman has a vision. The Inhuman's name who sees these visions, his name is Ulysses. So he has a vision about Thanos coming to actually destroy the world and so on. Thank goodness a lot of people know Thanos now, thanks to the Infinity War movie. But Thanos is going to come and destroy the world or whatever. So then Carol Danvers says, fine, let's expedite the process. Let's actually get in front of this, and let's make sure that he doesn't come through. So she grabs a whole bunch of heroes, Inhumans, War Machine, She-Hulk, and so on. She grabs a whole bunch of people just to go ahead and fight Thanos, So now what happens is it's okay. The fight happens. A lot of people get injured and so on, and War Machine actually ends up dying. Now, She-Hulk is really tied to the War Machine as well, so she's heavily devastated. But on top of that, Iron Man is key here, because Iron Man is the one who introduced War Machine into the superhero business. His whole suit is modeled after it. Their friendship is really close. It goes really well back. And what happens is, because War Machine is killed in this, Iron Man puts his hand up and says, this is a mess, Carol. You need to deal with these consequences, and you cannot go around saying these visions are absolute, that we have to go do this, because in that, my friend is dead, sort of thing, which we all understand. So now, what happens in Civil War afterwards is that now Iron Man has this huge, he does this huge investigation in Ulysses, and how he's able to get to these visions, and all of it is based on probability. Is that he could be having a vision of one of infinite amounts of futures, which is exactly how visions of the future work. Now the problem comes into comes into play when Ulysses basically has a vision about the Hulk. The Hulk goes and about the Hulk killing everyone. Miles Morales experiences this vision, which we're gonna see when I'm doing this review. A whole bunch of stuff is about to pop off actually from this point. So I think I'll leave it. Just about there in terms of what Miles Morales has to do with it. But now, what's interesting to note is that Captain America, being a Hydra agent, he's the one who's actually been manipulating these visions by actually sparking certain things that may lead to a catastrophic event, and actually he's able to point people away from Ulysses even having a vision about him, which is a whole nother mess by itself. But basically, at the end of the day, Civil War 2 is based around this, about Iron Man busy saying like, no, you cannot actually have absolute visions about an absolute future because the future is not absolute. And Carol Danvers being on the back end of this saying like, no, but we're saving lives. And then Iron Man obviously saying, but lives have been lost doing this. So that's basically what the explanation of the Civil War 2 is. I'd love to go in and wrap it all around, but I just don't want to ruin the story as I'm coming out with my Spiderman Miles Morales reviews, basically, which will be tackling Civil War, which I'll get more in depth in those. So this is just a quick intro. If you like it, please like and subscribe. And yeah, check me out on Patreon. I'm going to be doing some blogging on Patreon as well from now on. See me on Twitter as well. And yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Cheers.